Blessings, people. Yes, it's Anton, Too Bad DJ, alongside
your girl Glam, Nadz.
Yes, and it's the Skoop show today. We've got a wonderful person in the building. He's going to educate and he's going to inspire some youths and, of course, people to do something with their life. So one of the first questions that I've got for our wonderful guest, who you're going to introduce as
Sean Land.
Sean Land.
Come on. Let's put some respect on it.
The real deal, mate.
Come on, in the flesh. Come on. Yeah, if you guys don't already recognise Sean Land, he's a property mogul, property development, and also an amazing podcaster.
Yeah.
So if you haven't seen me, I've been on this show, guys, as well. So that was lit.
That was a good podcast.
It really was. Yes.
All right, so as I was saying before, somebody gave the people the scoop on Sean a little bit, but now we're going to go into it a bit further. As a property developer, how did you navigate life's challenges? Would you say you went in the lift or you took the stairs?
Raw.
Right. Oh, okay.
Damn.
Okay,
Do you know what?
I was working back as well. Okay.
Do you know what? You can take the lift all the time, but do you know what? The lift ain't. Do you know what? On that question, let me go a little bit deeper.
Oh.
If you don't go through pain, it's not gonna create any sort of change.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying? So if life's too easy, like, here's another analogy. Boy, I'm going off topic, but if you're a pretty girl and you walk into a room and you always get everyone's attention, there's nothing making you work hard.
Oh.
Yeah. And so next minute you're 33 and your value's starting to go down, for example. Yeah.
Let's not start with that.
Well, it's scientifically proven as well with women's eggs and everything from after 26, things start going downhill. All of a sudden, that woman realizes, shit, I've got to make a change. And then I believe the first 30 years of your life build you habits. Yeah. And then them habits sort of look after you for the next 30 years, if that makes sense. So if you haven't been through any pain, it's not going to cause you to change, because pain is a beautiful thing because it makes you do things that you wouldn't normally do.
Yeah.
If you're just successful and it's just on a plate, why do you need to change? Why do you need to learn anything different? Why do you need to go a different path? You just carry on doing life, but eventually things catch up to you. So if you're telling me, I'm taking the stairs or the lift, for me, I actually feel that life has been a little bit unfair. Like everything that I've got, I've worked for, and everything that I sort of haven't got, things have always been thrown at me. But people just see this big limelight. You're the 10 milli guy, you got money in your pocket, you got this lovely car, house, you got everything. But the reality isn't like that. We still shit the same, bruv. We still
Come on, keep it real.
You know what I mean? Real. We still got the same problems. You still wake up in the morning and saying, what's my purpose?
Yeah.
Being poor can have problems, but being very rich can also have its sort of problems. So I believe taking the stairs shows how humble you are. Shows how, you can go through adversities and how, you can take challenges on rather than taking the lift. Anyone can press that button and go up on that lift, you know what I mean? So
for sure.
So I always like to try and take the stairs as best as possible.
Okay.
And if anything, I like to try and get a couple hours gymming in the morning. And that's the best part of my day. Then I'm ready for everything. And I think there is a method to that madness as well, in terms of your mindset and releasing certain dopamine hits that I do think that, as a human being species, we have advanced very, very quickly. And our brain and our hormones don't know we can just simply buy stuff, rather than, hey, you haven't got up and you haven't hunted today. So that has a different feeling on our emotions, which causes depression and mental health as well.
So in a way, it's like, instead of evolving, we're kind of going backwards because technology has made everything so accessible to us.
Yeah.
But also, all right, to switch it up a little bit before we get too deep into your mogul life of being a property developer, I think there's kind of a stigma on people that are moguls or millionaires or whatnot, and so sometimes sometimes we can look and think from the outside looking, and like you said, it can look all flashy and look all great, and sometimes it can be looked at as people that are extremely wealthy are looked at as arrogant or obnoxious or not relatable to people that are the average Joe Blog out here, you know, doing a 9 to 5 or whatnot. How would you kind of disperse that that unfortunate what's the word I'm trying to think of, stereotype?
So I'm telling you guys at home and this room, whatever, you just don't understand. That's the thing, because the difference of where you are and where you want to be is experience. So do you have that experience, you know, or have you indirectly been caged up with your thoughts and mindset and kept at a certain level and not able to have the opportunity to be around other people that have seen more of the world? Now, I know where I've started. I've started from very humble beginnings where my dad used to cut my haircut and it used to be the bent one, you know? Yeah, and fucking, yeah, no.
Well, the bowl cut, but the bowl slipped a little bit.
Don't do it. Tell him.
Discounts.
I'm like, seriously, Dad, don't do it. Just don't do it.
Yeah.
Come here. I'm doing it for you. And, like, oh. And then when
the hustle's like, you know, your dad cut your hair with a knife and fork.
No, knife and fork.
I'm telling you, it wasn't pretty, man. And then, like, you know, I don't know if you know, but I never even knew what JD Sports was. It was just like, hey, we're going to this shop and there's a basket there and just find a matching pair.
Yeah.
It used to be like that.
Okay.
Do you know what? That's kind of beautiful looking back at that, you know? I like them times. I'm like, rah, that's a beautiful life was one time, you know what I mean? Like, I couldn't have what I wanted. Do you know what I mean? And when you look at life like that, it's like, rah, I've come so far. Like, did I run away from being that person, being that guy? Was it that horrible being abused at school where, he's got high techs, you know?
So you experienced bullying in school?
Oh, big time.
Okay.
Big time where, you know, you said the wrong thing, that's it, you're getting rushed.
How did you navigate that at the time? Do you remember?
You don't. You fight or flight. Do you know what I mean? If you run away from it, then they're coming after you, man, and you're a target every time. And when you face it, you come home with a black eye or bust up lip, and you just think, why was that? Like, why was I treated that way? What did I say that was so bad? And it's a horrible place to be. I remember this one time we went outside the school and we went to swimming lesson, and we were let go from swimming to go home by ourselves. And on this day, this guy said that apparently I swore at his mum. I was like, what?
Swore at his mum?
Yeah, and he goes, you've been swearing at my mum, innit? You said my mum and that. And I was like, bro, I didn't say nothing. And he goes, no, you think you're big, innit? You think you're big. Like, watch out, watch after this. You know, when your heart's pounding in your throat, and it's like, everything's gonna be fine, everything's gonna be fine. Next thing you're doing your swimming, and then I just taking my time. I thought, if I just take my time, the situation would just be gone. And I just put my tie on, and as I went like that, my friend goes, bro, don't put the tie on. I was like, what? And he goes, you might grab the tie, you know what I mean? You might really, really grab the tie. And I was like, okay, this is real, this is gonna happen. And then I literally walked down the corridor, come out through the turnbuckles, and as I'm coming out the steps, there's 2 year groups. As you know, there's like 30 people in a class, 60 people waiting outside. And as I'm entering, you get pushed on, don't you? And then around the corner, you know, them flats with the concrete, with the broken glass. And next minute, you pushed in, and it's like Moses when he pushes the water aside.
I'm
telling you, it was like, and it was just me and him, and it's like, I'm looking around, like, I felt anxiety and pressure because I'm like, shit, everyone's looking at me. And I was like, bro, I didn't boom. And I just see 3 of him in front of me, and I was like, what the hell's going on? And so obviously, no, they're just laughing. They're like, it was like animals going.
Yeah, because it really is. Savagery.
Secondary school.
Yeah.
East London, Stratford. Then I remember grabbing his hair, and then I just started uppercutting him.
Oh yes,
I was like,
get in there.
Boom, until my jumper came down and it was padded a little bit. And then as soon as it broke up, he was like, no, I'm not fighting anymore.
Oh, really?
And then all of a sudden, they tried to pick me up like I'm a champion. Like, he done it. And I was just literally going, can you just get off me? Like, just fucking get off me. Like, I felt like an animal in a cage, you know? And that was my reality, you know? This is really embarrassing, but once we was at PE, and one of my friends, he was sort of a friend. He had these massive calves, and I got chicken legs. Yeah, little chicken legs.
Yeah, they're kind of markers still, I ain't gonna lie.
Calves, and I just went, rah, bro, like, you got massive carbs, man. That's wicked. And then somebody just went, he's gay. He's gay, bro.
It takes 2 seconds. It takes
and I was like,
the wrong word.
Nah, bro. Nah, I was just saying, like, he's strong, like, athletic.
I know, but
everyone wound him up and he goes, you're getting it. You're fucking gay. You're getting it. And then I was walking home and there's 4 of them who chased me, big boys.
Oh, no, honey.
Kicking you from the back of the knees, like, trying to bust you up. And it's just like, in my head, I was just so embarrassed to go home to say that I got beat up. Like, that was, and my dad was like old school militant that, listen, if somebody does anything, you better get back there next day and punch them
deal
up,
with it,
you know? And I was like, Dad, like, you're quite big, you're quite strong, can you just come with me and support me? And he's
so they knew about the bullying that was going on at the time.
You go and sort that shit out yourself. So very quickly in life, I felt like you can't rely on anybody. You know, you have to go and sort it out. And it was a bit of tough love, but it also taught me that, hey, life's going to hit you in the face and you got to deal with it. 1, be careful what you say to people. So that's what it really taught me. Like, when you want to articulate yourself in a room, be careful what you say because you can offend somebody in that room. So don't just be the first one. And number 2, get educated, because the more knowledge I have and the more expertise I have, when I enter a room and I say something, 1 is going to be more valuable, and 2, people will respect me for that. So I turn all of these negatives into positives. I didn't say, why me, fuck my life, my eye got ripped open, you know what I mean? And when I went to college, I was a bit of the bad boy, if that makes sense, because I'm like, walking down the hallway, I'm like, yeah, what the fuck are you looking at?
Oh, God.
And then the girls just be like, yo, Sean, why are you so angry? Why are you so angry? I'm like, nah, because I knew when you back down and that eye contact is like fucking puff chesting or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Like the change of location, like change of character.
I think
in secondary school they know you, and now in college it's different people knowing you.
I think what it more was is I went to a boys' school, so it's full of testosterone. And when I tell you I went to this boys' school, let me tell you about this school. I didn't see some of these people after school for 10 years, and the next time I saw them, they had a big slash mark there. And I'm like, yo, bro, where you been?
What happened?
I don't want to say no names, but they're like, yeah, went inside, bro. I've been it 10 years.
Yeah,
and it's like, okay, cool. And I was like, what though? And he's like, move the white around in it and this and that. So I didn't realize, but I was actually with school with some of the biggest, roughest gangsters in Stratford. Like they had their olders, like they would be out with the BMX bikes outside, and we're picking you up, and so it was like a hierarchy thing. So I didn't realize, but that's what it was. And after 2 years after I left, that school got shut down by Ofsteds, because even teachers got touched up on the stairs. So the teacher's going up and she's like, who touched my bum? Next minute, emergency assembly happening, and next minute you're just like, everyone's staying behind, and everyone looked over to know who done it. But listen, this guy's got some big knife there that he's saying, if anybody wants the blood, they can have it, and nobody wanted to say anything, you know. So it's just like, okay, we just got to deal with the shit, you know. And that's what the environment was growing up, and I really don't know why I think my pride got to me that I just didn't want to leave the school, because I'm like, I won't move. Yeah, like
originally you want to prove to yourself that you can handle this. I can handle it.
And I remember this one time that I must have said the wrong thing again, and somebody grabbed me by the neck, pushed me over the desk, and took this Parker pen and just inches away from my eyeball. And I looked, and he goes, and I was just so embarrassed because the whole class is looking at you, and I'm back, and he's like one of the toughest, strongest boys, and he just went, you see this fucking Parker pen? I fucking want that the next lesson, history lesson that we come, otherwise this going straight through your eyeball. And I was just like, my thing was, how do I get £7.99? How do I get that £8 to go and buy that Parker pen in that little sort of glass, that little glass thing? How do I get it for him? And then I had no choice but to just sort of tell my mum, and this is where my mum just would bawl in, and she was like, are you the one picking on my son? Get away from him. Like she would like ruthless. She was a
mama bear.
Ruthless. Like she was this small little Asian 5'2" lady, but with the rudest, like, don't you fucking touch my son sort of thing, you know what I mean? And she would go in there, and then me and him in the sort of headmaster office, and he's just looking at me like, I'm gonna fucking kill you, you know what I mean? And there's me going, oh, he weren't that bad, it was just a misunderstanding sort of thing, but it did sort of warn them off for a little bit. But yeah, I didn't sort of realize at the time what was going on, apart from hey, just want to get through this process.
Yeah.
But when I went to college, it was more like a mixture of people. There was girls and boys. Testosterone levels were a lot less. I started running around the park over that summer before. I started getting slimmer. I looked a bit more like Keanu Reeves with them curly locks.
I'm done.
And there was this
Big
thing-
up Keanu.
They're walking down the link, they called, and every day there would be a new chick on someone's like side, and it was more about, you know, like, hey, just chill, like let's eat together, or let's do this lesson, and things got a little bit like more chilled. We used to go down this place called Greenway. It was a shortcut to this chicken and chip shop, and everyone's like, where are we munching today? Greenway munch here, like it was just totally different vibes, you know what I mean? And then
So you became more of like the cool kid in that regard, or just someone that was...
I think they were more attracted that I was a bit of a baddie, like not a baddie, but it was just like you've got an edge to you. But can you just calm down? And I was just like, I am calm, but you can't talk to me like that. You can't say like that. And he's like, but he's joking, bro. Just joking. Just calm the shit down. And it was like I had to retrain myself. So at this time, I ended up, you know, I always had a part-time job. So from the age of 8, actually, I'd always work in my dad's shop, and I used to price up things and take the old stuff out, put the new stuff in.
What kind of shop was it?
It's
a corner shop or?
Off-license, real community hub. We knew Tracy, who wanted the Silk Cut Silver.
Yeah.
We knew John, who wanted, you know, his tenant supers. We knew everybody. So very quickly, I learnt the art of, when you remember people's names and you get what they want, they just keep returning. So subconsciously, I started learning a little bit about business. By 13, I realised I wasn't getting paid for this shit. I barely got a bloody Panda Pop, one of them bubblegum flavour ones.
I remember them. Do they still sell that? I don't even know if they still sell them. I don't know if they still Panda Pops, but
So
that was the life, mate.
I realised I wasn't going to get appreciated here, so
Yeah.
I said, look, I want to get a job, proper job. And then my dad used to take me to the cash and carry, where I used to sit in the van high up with him, used to have a drink, or, you know, a little soft drink or whatever. And then I used to see this like well-dressed smart guy, and then my dad goes, my son wants a job, and he goes, cool, tell him come Saturday. I come on Saturday, and he goes, yeah, tell him come 5 o'clock in the morning. As a 13-year-old, I was like, what? Concrete floors, tin can roof, no aircon, horrible in winters. But yeah, every Saturdays, like Sunday, I used to go there. And summer holidays started doing like 6 days a week. Do you know what I'm saying? And it was like taking heavy stock and put 3 this way and 2 that way to make it fit on a pallet. Then take this shrink wrap and wrap it. Wrap this thing so it doesn't fall over when the forklift lifts it up. And then my job was basically to get someone's trolley and then scan stuff and put it on another trolley and go, here's your bill. And count the items. So that's how life started for me at age of 13.
So that was kind of like this. Would you say that, describe that as the start of your entrepreneurship
That was definitely the start of,
mindset?
It's look, the quicker you do things in life, the quicker you learn. Like I see 3-year-olds in India washing dishes, taking the
We
spout
spoke
jar
about this on your podcast.
because mum and dad's at work and she's looking after her baby brother. Like the human mind is capable of so much.
I think it's a Western world. It's the Western world.
Everything's softened up here. We're on benefits. It's benefit Britain. It's generation after generation. That negativity. You know, you get into a mindset of life is happening to me. No. You happen to life. Like you can think, oh, that situation happened to me. That came up on me. That's happening. Or why this bill came? Why's that? But when you take a step back and go, look, what's coming up? Like, how often do we even just look at a bank statement going, what direct debits have I got coming up? And then go to our calendar and go, on the 22nd, I've got a £100 O2 bill coming out. So when it gets to the 20th, that you go, oh, man's got £150 in my account. Do you go to your calendar and go, it's 21st, 22nd. Oh shit, there's £100. No, actually, I haven't got 150. I've got 50 quid left because £100 bills coming. Are we mindful of that happening, or do we go, oh, I got 150, bang, tap, 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 tap. Oh shit, I've gone overdrawn because that bill's come out. So whose fault was it actually?
It's yours. It's accountability. It's about taking accountability.
Exactly.
I only really started doing that about last year, if I'm being honest, like, because it got to a point where I was realizing I'm not on top of it. Like, I'm allowing, like you said, allowing life to happen rather than me taking it and being like, okay, well, I've got a diary. I mean, we've got all of these devices and things, and what if I'm not going to use it to support me and help me? Then what's the point in having it?
Like this.
What in the? I'm done with you, Anton. I'm so done with you. Really? Guys, I can't. Someone come and gather Anton for me because I don't know what to do.
There's always one in the room, innit?
There's always one. But you know what? I quickly wanted to get back. I'm done with you. I quickly wanted to get back to the journey of the bullying part.
Yeah.
Because I can definitely relate to a level, but I speak about it, like for people that know my journey, I have spoken about it prior, that my biggest bully in school was actually my sister. So I had a similar situation where literally I remember I was leaving, I think it was English class. Come out of English and there's double doors just there. And then the night before, I can't remember if I think I borrowed her dress or I did something that I wasn't supposed to do. But it was very innocent. I didn't mean to, but she must have clocked because I thought I hanged up the dress exactly how she left it. And there was no creases, there was no stains, no nothing, right? So I'm thinking, she's not going to clock. Obviously, she noticed, innit? But I didn't know until the situation happened. So I've come out of English, there's a double doors there, she's come flying through. Mind you, I didn't know because my back's turned who it was, but someone's just literally fly kicked me in my back, and I've just gone like,
no, that's a her thing, that's not you.
babe, I've gone flying. By the time I turn around, I'm thinking, who's done that? Mind you, at this point, this is year 7, so I'm innocent, I'm a little one, like, do you know what I mean? No one should be bothering, and she was like 3 years older than me.
Wow.
So, but this is things that stemmed from home to, and it just spilled outside, right? So she'd always been like that. So that's happened. I've turned around, I'm thinking, and that was it, fight or flight, right? Yeah, fight or flight. So at that moment, I'm like, well, I've got to fight because I ain't going down. So that's it. I've just got her. We're tussling, got her to the floor. At this point, I've got advantage. Everyone's crowded round. Like you said, it's that herd mentality. It's that they're out for blood. Yeah, they're out for blood. No teachers are around at this point. And so she's having me up. Then I was like, no, I managed to get her down. And as I'm getting my licks in and getting my things, remember I was grabbing her hair and I'm getting my licks in. That's when her friends want to step in. But no one wanted to help me when I was getting licked down. And I'm saying that she was overpowering me. No one wanted to help. But then as soon as I was getting the power, it's like, no, get her off. And then the teacher came and it all got split up and whatever. So and there's been multiple other instances, but from that in particular, being so public and being in the school and stuff like that, taught me that I will never put myself in that position again. So when I moved to Essex now, because my behaviour just kind of went downhill, so obviously I grew up in foster care, my behaviour went downhill. So when I moved to Essex now, I was like, nah, this new school, they're finna know about me. But not in a bad way, I just weren't going to let no one mess with me ever again. Because at the end of the day, you don't like that feeling's not nice. I'll never become a bully, but I'll never allow anyone to take advantage of me. So there was this one time I must have had because I've got a lazy eye, yeah, and I had an operation on it. So this was like year 8 or something like that. One youth, bless him, I won't say his name because you know who he is, decided to throw a paper ball across the room in science class, and it hit my eye. That had did I have a bandage? No, I took the bandage off before I went to school. And at that point, the whole room's gone, waiting to see what I'm going to do. I'm like, nah, we're finna have it out. I grabbed him, got him in the corner. I started thumping him up in the corner. I feel bad now, don't get me wrong. I'm not talking about I enjoyed it.
Like a rat bully.
But I went... I'm not a bully. I promise I'm not a bully, guys. But in that moment, I had to let people know, no, you're not going to play with me, innit? It's not going to happen, innit? My ego was bruised in that moment. Because I knew that everyone knew I just had eye operation. Now everyone's looking, wow, what's Nadz going to do? What's she going to do? I'm like, yeah, I'm finna show you. So I thumped him up in the corner. Obviously, the teacher split up. When his dad come to school, I was like, what? You let a girl beat you up? I felt bad. Now I'm not gonna lie, I really apologise. I didn't mean it.
Tainted him for life, didn't you?
I did. No, imagine because I'm a chameleon. I became a chameleon, so I could hang with any group. Whoever wasn't in, I'll chill with the other lot. I don't care if he was a neek, if he was a whatever he was into. I'll chill with everybody. Yeah. So actually, me and him beat. Yeah, right. We could hopefully beat that. But me and him actually ended up being good friends after. Like, we're cool. No, we're cool. Like, he was just like, we got over it. He understood the situation. You know, big man team. Big man team. Yeah, ever again. We're finna get it. Yeah, man, I had to thump him up, man. But yeah, there's a thin line because you don't want to become a bully, but then at the same time, you want to let people know I'm not going to allow you to bring me back to that place where I was so vulnerable and so weak.
But I feel that something's failed you then.
A lot of things.
Something's failed you for that to happen. Like that situation with your sister. Why did your sister and you not have not a better bond, but why wasn't that communication a little bit clearer? That okay, yeah, you've done something incorrect to her, but why does she have to react that way? And how can she allow other people to butt into her little sister situation? Do you know what I mean?
I mean, look, that's definitely a conversation for another time.
Yeah.
There's a lot with that. Okay. But I say that to say this, as far as your journey, when it comes to dealing with bullying, and then now you've got to secondary school, college, and then like, okay, now you're the man. You got the ladies, you got, everything's
I don't know about if I had the ladies.
You had the ladies?
Yeah, I don't know if I had the ladies or not, but...
What was dating like in college for you?
Dating, I was very innocent. I was a very, very innocent and well kept. I was still a bit shy because I came out of a boys' school. So I had, growing up, I had 3 sisters and my mum. So I grew up around women, so I had a lot of respect for them in terms of, my dad would always be like, you need to look after your sisters. You need to be the man around here. Like if they need McDonald's, I'd walk 25 minutes to a McDonald's, 25 minutes back, nearly an hour on a Saturday with the and hoping I didn't get mugged on the way to get everyone's fillet of fishes, when the polystyrene boxes and stuff, you know what I mean? Like that time. Like I used to do all of that sort of stuff. So when I was around women, I wasn't as aggressive. It was just a bit more like, oh my God, there's a girl next to me. Like, like it was a little bit of nervous because I didn't want to say the wrong thing, and you do want to impress. You got all these hormonal changes inside you. Everyone's got a bird, everyone's got a girlfriend, so you want to be a part of it. You see, like the only thing I had to sort of gauge women was love stories. So I thought the whole sort of love story scene is you just need to meet a lovely sweet girl, and I just need to be this lovely sweet guy, and we're gonna have this amazing journey, and all I have to do is meet my Britney Spears, basically, you know what I mean? And she's wearing that, oops, I did it again, in a nice little red
I'm done.
I need one of them 2 sweetie hotties, you know what I mean? So it was just, I wasn't looking to just see, like, gal, I wasn't looking to just, give a...
What do you mean he's married, Babs? Yes. How did you get your wife? How did you get your wife? Yeah, man. How did you bag her?
Yeah. So here's the thing. Like this is the most easiest thing. Like it's gonna be it's gonna be like weird for maybe you guys to understand, but literally, my granddad goes, "I want you to come to India," and I was like, what? I'm in the bank. I'm working in the bank. I'm 22 years old now. And he goes, yeah, you need to come to India. And I was like, why? And he goes, yeah, I just want to show you a couple of things, innit? So I went over there and he goes, I want to introduce you to this chick. And I was like, what? And he goes, yeah, like I want to introduce you to this girl. She's really nice. And so she come through the door with a nice little high heels and stuff. And she's like, hi, how are you? And I was like, I'm okay, actually. I'm literally, you crumbled. You bloody crumbled. Literally, I was like, yeah, I'm alright. And they go, do you like her? I went, yeah. And next minute, we got these big drums called a dol. I don't know if you've heard of it. And it's like, ding, 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 boom, boom.
Yes.
And it went, and I'm like, what's going on? Like seriously, what's going on? And they're going, get engaged. And I was like, really? And literally got engaged and just got her digits.
Yeah.
And literally had a sort of phone relationship. Yeah. So that was in May. And December I just went.
Yeah.
And I said hi to her from a distance. The next time we're going around the holy book, and that's it. We're getting hitched up. That's it. Done.
Wow.
When you first got married, did you accept it or was it difficult for you?
It was a little bit difficult because I'm a westernized English boy. I'm up central London. I'm working part-time in McDonald's for my living expenses, and I'm working full-time in Barclays to save up my savings for them rainy days that I was taught about. I've already bought my house at 21, and so I was getting on with the entrepreneurial side.
So was you really ready for marriage then?
Well, I don't think anyone who's 21, 22 is ready for marriage. You're young, you're learning about yourself,
for
and
sure.
this is the thing. So when you're in that position and next minute you're saying you're going to get married, it was like you just had to sort of listen to the guidance of your parents, because yes, we lived in Great Britain, but we had our own traditions, our own cultures, and it's a simple way that as a man, you need to get hitched up. So you got responsibilities.
Wow.
Yeah. So when you got them responsibility, you become a successful man.
Yeah.
And you got to look after your woman all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And the first thing we want you to do is just pop a baby out straight away. So because we want to be grandparents, because we didn't get to enjoy you, and they put that guilt trip on you. And then next minute you're going, well, I got a missus now and I got a little one. And then you're just thinking, oh wow, like
how old was you when you had your first child?
yeah, so I was 23. So my daughter, I'm 38 now, my daughter's 14. You know, she's my height. And then my boys, Sean and Jay, like Sean is 11, he's nearly my height now already.
Wow.
And then Jay's like, you know, the brain box really. Guy's level 3 pianoist, and he showed me the other day 134 out of 134. Goes to one of the top private schools in the UK, and he aced the test, the highest one. And that's how I know as a feedback how well of a mentor I am. That's my proof in the pudding.
There you go.
Yeah, because when I won £100, I'm like, Jay, I need 100 quid, and he goes, I got it. Hang on, what am I going to get out of this? I'm like, what? Man knows about economics already. You know what I'm saying? He knows the system, and I'm just like, yo, Jay, what's going on? And he's like, yeah, Dad, like, I'll get 100, then can I have what, 10 back on top? You know what I mean? And I'm just like, you live in my house, bro.
Yeah.
What are you talking about, bro? I have to go roadman on him, you know what I mean?
Understand.
And like, you know, so that's the real proof, and that's what we got to be mindful of as we're growing up, is how much of a role model are we being to the next generation? Are we creating the same cycle of what we went through, or are you creating something better? And as a man, you've got to step up, because you have the infrastructure for someone to get plugged in.
Yeah.
And as a woman, you got to know that you're a support system, that you're supporting whoever the alpha is there to go, look, you see what he said? You got to keep doing it. And I'm pushing. But when you have competition with your partner, it's like, is that what daddy said? Nah, you're doing it like this. And then the kid knows, when I want this, I can go to that person. When I want that, I need to go to that person, or I can play them off each other. And this is why also when you're arguing in front of children, it messes kids up, because they're going, so much noise. I want to run away from this situation. I never want to be a part of this right now. And then they end up with certain beliefs in their head that men are evil, or women are, you know, such
and then
so
it's that kind of like, oh, whose side are we on, mummies or daddies and stuff like. It's just not cool. Like, you can argue, like, it's best when the children are in bed, or, you know, get them out of the way, deal with the children first, and then if you have a disagreement, because I genuinely believe that relationships, there's a way to have healthy disagreements. Let me put it that way, rather than saying argument. A healthy disagreement, because there's a way to argue healthily, because there has to be resolution in it. Okay, you say your point of view, I say my point of view. Yeah, okay, we discuss where we disagree. How can we then agree? Where's the middle line? Then that's a healthy disagreement, because you have a resolution at the end. But nowadays, where it becomes toxic is that everybody wants to be right. No one wants to let their guard down.
Oh, yeah.
Men have their ego. Women also have egos. And I think that's not spoken about enough, that women have so much ego and pride these days, when really, ultimately, we have to allow our men to sometimes just feel like they're right, even when they're wrong. I don't know.
I mean, men are the most easiest creatures in the world. They just need 3 things.
Wow.
Yeah, they need their belly full.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, for food.
Sure.
They need their balls drained.
Oh, lordy lord.
You know, that's it. So they're not looking away, because we're creatures where we look around, and you see something you like. It's just like you don't think with your brain. It's just like, oh, that looks nice, you know. I just want to thump that right now. You know, like a man would think like that. So you make sure then you just think, fucking drain his balls, so he doesn't do that, and so he's more relaxed. You know what I'm saying? And the last thing, a guy doesn't want headache.
Okay,
he doesn't want to come home to yap. He's saying, even if I don't want to thump some next thing, I'm gonna do it just because you're doing this, and watch me do it. And you can have your say now, but watch me, like, you know, like, and.
But what's nagging? Where is the fine line? Because
Listen, you've just told me, yeah, that there's these healthy arguments and this, that, other. Listen, look,
Yes, go
first
on.
of all, look, this is something I learned from my mum.
Okay.
Yeah. My mum would always get her way with me when disciplining me because she knew how to show me love and butter me up first. And she's like, "Hi, Sean, I'm going to make you your favourite kofta kebabs and stuff. And I've made you this special mint sauce. Mum, this is lovely. This is banging." And she goes, "Yeah, that's great. You know, you're my sunshine, my little boy." I was like, "Oh, thank you. Yeah. I need to speak to you about something." It's like, "Oh, here you go." You know, like, "Yeah, Mum." And she's like, "Oh, I know you're a good boy and everything. But listen, I didn't quite like this." And I was like, "Yeah, but listen, I know you'll understand my point of view. Look, just be mindful. And if anything, her last thing in the book would be, just do it for me. Just do it for me." And it was that love and bond I had with her, you know, because women create kings. You've got to remember that. If a woman makes you feel, or a lady makes you feel like the best thing ever,
you're ready to conquer the world.
You're ready.
Mate.
And here's the thing. I believe a woman needs to love a man more than a man loves a woman.
That's interesting because
Definitely.
I've been taught it's the other way around.
No, that's incorrect. That is definitely incorrect. And let me explain to you. Yeah. Time for school.
Let's get into it. Scoop.
Listen, look. Here's an example. Look, imagine a man's walking into a bar, yeah, and he's got a nice thing on the side, yeah, and next minute some guy's going, "What's going on, baby girl?" Yeah, and she's like, "Yeah, you're right. Nice to meet you. My name's Chantel." You know what I mean? I don't know why Chantel came in.
It's always a Chantel somewhere.
Yeah? But listen, that guy is looking this small right now, isn't he? He's just thinking, "Yeah, I'm just gonna stand here." Otherwise, the dickhead getting involved, right? Yeah. But that same Chantel can walk in and goes, "Yeah, you're looking nice," bang, and carry on walking. He's like, "Man, didn't even have to get involved, didn't have to do nothing. This is like, because this woman loves me." And you know, when he comes home and she's like, "Babe, I missed you, come here," and he's like, it's that mothery, that woman feeling, "I missed my boy," like, because we come from that, we're conditioned from that, you know, we've come from this maternal woman who's always hugging you. She's like, "Your dad don't want to do that shit," you know what I mean? He's like, "Is the boy alright?" Giving me, what does he want? His bottle, you know, like, that's how men are. Or shut the baby up, like, "I'm not dealing with this." But the mum will be like, no, it's my baby. Is it alright? Like, we're used to that, so we're used to that comfort, that love. So if we feel that again from another woman, she doesn't need to be the most beautiful woman in the world. But I'm not saying you can't be attracted to her. Of course you got to be attracted, but she don't got to be a 10. If she's a 5 or a 6 average, nothing, no big nose or no big ears or something like, but she just decent, the rest No,
he's not a ruthless.
But listen, like, if it's like that, it's like you can deal with that, because it's like, listen, she's going to be the mother of my children.
Yes.
Like, another thing, you don't want to be walking around and you think every man checking my woman out. Like she's decent. You know, this is mine. Like, you just need that comfort and that security, and it makes you think more clearly, more freely. Like, now I can go and do my job. I can go and bring the bread home, and we can have a little conversation. And this woman isn't feeling also privileged around you all the time. Like, listen, if I dump you today, I'm picking the next man up tomorrow. Like, you know, like, making you feel insecure. Why?
Some man needs to know that, though.
No, so this is where you get
What do
wrong.
you mean? No. Listen, I ain't got no issues with my... Listen, but I'm just saying, certain man needs to know, because, look, they take things... People become complacent, right? And it's like, "Oh, okay, I got her now. She's mine now. No one's gonna. No, she can't go nowhere." You start taking advantage. Some men.
So you need to put a next man in front of him to make him feel like shaking the leg.
Not put another guy in front of him. Not put another guy. But let him know that if you can't treat me right, there's a next man that will do that. Certain man
so
needs
there's
to know
another woman
that.
down the road too.
That's facts. That means we shouldn't be together.
No, but listen, but if you need to pull that card out, then that's the last.
It's a wrap, isn't it? It's a wrap. Oh, it's a wrap.
Because that's the biggest sign of disrespect.
Oh yeah.
You know. Listen.
And so is a man not taking.
An ugly girl can go into a bar and go, "Yo, who want it?" Yeah, and she'll get it. Yeah, but you know, so.
Slapped up.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, the equivalent,
why
the equivalent of you saying that's disrespectful to say that to a man is the equivalent for us as women. We put out there, we do so much. Oh, you want nurturing, you want your food done, you want this done, you want that. And then to be disregarded when we speak, and then on top of that, to be belittled or not appreciated. I'm just saying that's the equivalent for a woman.
Then you're with the wrong. No. Then you're with the wrong man. If you're doing everything right for the man and you still can't hold him down, then that's not the right man for you. And you got to identify that before you have your kids and before you get into something serious. You're gonna say, look, this is what's in for me and what's in it for you. I give you that respect. I give you that last say. Even though a woman is the one who fucking's controlling everything. Like, let's be honest about it. Yeah, listen. If she's feeding you, she's draining you, she everything. Next minute when she goes, listen, babe, I would like to do this, then you're compromising. You go, shit, she don't ask for much anyway, and she just wants a little bit of this, that, other. As a man, you go, she give me that respect, and you want to do it for your woman because you feel like she's coming to me, like I'm alpha. Like, you see, like, men these days are hitting mental health because why? They're supposed to be large and in charge, but listen, they're going home, they're getting controlled by their women, so they're losing that power, and then they go to work and their managers go, yo, come into the office now, you did this incorrectly, that incorrectly, you're a piece of shit, you're on your PIP, performance improvement plan. So he's not getting his power anywhere now, and so what's he thinking? He's thinking I'm a failure. She's bossing me about. If she's bossing you about, then your kids definitely ain't showing you respect as well. They're like, mummy don't respect him, why should I respect him? You know, you did that to mummy, or you said this to mummy, or you know. And so men are starting to go wild and starting to go on a rampage of stabbing people because they're like, I need some power trip, I need to feel important. Even if I'm in a box like getting sentenced, at least people are looking at me like a whole room. Like, everybody wants to be famous in some way, shape or form. They want to be regarded, they want to feel relevant. They don't want to be in the background. Like, even though they're a bit shy, I might not be able to rap or get on a stage, but somewhere or another they want to feel important and empowered and validated, you know. And one woman has that power to do that. A woman has the power to make that guy feel like a king. 100%. You know, he could feel like a dickhead in a crowd of guys, but as soon as he goes to his woman, she goes, I don't care about any of these guys. You're the man of my life, you're the best thing that's ever happened to me. And he feels like, and you know what, bunding people, I'm going to be sticking more with you and building my empire with you, and that's how you keep moving forward. But instead, if a woman starts showing competition, it's all over because it should it's that oneness. It's that oneness, that bond of together. If we're looking, like, if we've got laser lights, and I'm trying to burn a hole in the floor, if you're looking at the same thing together, we're gonna burn that hole. We're gonna get there together. Quick, but if we're looking at each other and we're trying to burn holes in each other, how are you gonna accomplish life? How are you gonna do things together? And it's very important for a guy to discuss things with these women and go, look, we can't go and eat here, or we can't go and drink there, or we can't associate here because I have a plan of saving this a month to get to here, so we can live over there and we have to worry less about them stresses. And for a woman to go, oh, is that what you were doing? It wasn't you were pocketing this money yourself and you got some drug habit, or you're taking other women out. Like, if the men also trust the right woman, if she gives him the opportunity to, that's what should happen. And here's the thing, women too often take advantage of men showing their weakness. Because here's the thing, like, a man will go, listen, look, babe, let me talk to you, let me talk to you. I don't do this thing because I feel insecure about that. And she'll be like his best friend. Like, he'll be like, I don't like this thing about you. And she'll be his best friend, I understand. But the first time you have an argument, the first thing the woman will bring to you, it goes, you remember you told me like that? Because you're a pussy, or this or that. That guy feels, I am never ever gonna trust you or tell you anything ever again. And this is where psychologically he shuts off from you.
And do you know what I say? That I agree with what you're saying, but then that's the difference between a girl that's learning how to become a woman. Once you're a woman and fully in your feminine energy, you understand that's there's no room for that kind of stuff. There's no room for that. There's no growth in throwing things back in your man's face when he's at his most vulnerable point. Like, I feel like what you described there is a young girl that's probably used to toxic environment, has seen toxic relationships and not had the best example of what a man should be and how we should lead a home, or has seen her mother perhaps go through domestic abuse. Because we have to look at the background of situations when people behave like that. It doesn't just come out of nowhere. But let me bring it back to you, my lovely. Let's bring it back to you because that's what we're here for, okay?
Yes,
we're here to get the scoop on Sean Land, the property mogul, okay, my lovely?
Yes.
So at 21, you owned your own, you bought your own house.
Yeah, and you can call it luck.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you can call this situation luck, because you're like, guy's got a house at 21, guy got lucky as fuck. Like, that shit doesn't happen. But listen, I believe you make your own luck, and here's the formula for luck: is where opportunity meets the hard work. That is what's called luck. Now here's the thing: when I started working, I really enjoyed working because I tried to impress my managers, and in the process of impressing your managers, they normally liked you, pushed you further, supported you more, and tried to get you some sort of promotion. What does promotion equal to? It means more pay. I was never ever concentrating on money, and this is the thing: if you're gonna concentrate on just money, you might become rich, but you will never become wealthy. There's a clear difference. You could have money, but money come, money go. Wealth, you store it, and that's for your next generation, because you understand this tool is something, it's just a vehicle to get certain things in your life. It's not everything, it's not be it all. So my dad always used to tell me is, you know, I used to earn some money, and then my phone bill will come up 100 quid and it's all wiped out clean. And my dad goes, well, where's the fund for the rainy day? I was like, what's the rainy day? The emergency fund. What, does school teach us that? Because they didn't teach me that. Did they teach you that today?
No, they still don't.
And emergency fund is what we should be learning about, because
100%.
this thing called life throws you curveballs all the time. It always throws something in your life. Like the moment you're going to save something and it's going to be a good month, something always comes up and you're like, what? Insurance came up. Boom. Big direct debit came out. Oh, bumped into somebody now. Oh, I've got to pay him out. Or, you know, something always comes up. Or I've got a good opportunity. I'm going to invest in this. Lost it again, you know. So you got to have that emergency buffer fund. And so when I discovered that, I felt that I should work in McDonald's on the weekend, and that will be my living expenses. £100 on Saturday, £100 on Sunday, £800 a month, for weekends. I could live on that with my lifestyle. Yes, I was a bloody cheapskate. I didn't like lavishly spend on anything. And then when I went from Monday to Friday, I'd work in the bank, and that was everything that went into my savings account. So I disciplined myself that I can't touch this money. It comes in, boom, straight into the savings account. Whatever come in my McDonald's account, which was a different bank account, I can tap that, and then I'll use it for, I got £200 left, I got 150 left, but the main income went straight into the savings in my other account. So that was my savings account. So when the mortgage advisor next to me, who I used to give him leads all the time, he goes, I need to sell my house, it's stressing me out. And I was like, put it on the market. He goes, and this was the credit crunch, 2008, 2009 sort of time, recession times. So when them times came, he goes, I need to sell this. So I said, how much do you want for it? He said about 165, 170. I went, nah, I ain't got that, bro. And then he done some numbers, and he goes, yeah, you can afford that. I said, nah, I don't want it. I don't want nothing to do with it. And I knew I wanted to get on the ladder. And then he worked out some numbers, and he goes, listen, I really need this next opportunity. I need 40 grand. And I said, okay, so how much of a mortgage do you have left? He said, I've got 100k mortgage.
Okay.
So after it's like, so he needs 40 grand, so he can afford to sell this at 140. So I said, I'm making an offer 140. And he goes, no, you're taking the piss. I said, cool. So I had that sort of, when you're young, you have that arrogance about you. You can throw an offer out or not. I don't give a shit. It's not going to change my life.
So you knew how to haggle.
So I carried on, and then a month later, he goes, I'm ready to sell it to you. I said, I can't get a mortgage, so I'm not even interested. He goes, look, I can get you this mortgage. You've got your pay slips. I can see your Barclays income coming out in here. You can get the mortgage 5 times your income. And I was like, okay, cool. So I ended up buying that house. And it was a really scary moment, because I'm like, 140,000. I've never fucking seen numbers like that. I'm going to take this debt on. So I went to a mentor, and a mentor is somebody where you are right now, and where you want to be, there's this thing called experience, and that's what a mentor has. He has that experience where he's been there, done that. You haven't, so you need to latch onto him.
How did you find your mentor?
That person was just my dad.
Oh,
so it was Popsy in it. So
there
I was
we
like,
go.
Dad, I want to buy. I want to buy a house, Dad, and this guy's selling it. And he goes, go for it. And I was like, do you want to come and see it with me? And he goes, no. And I was like, what? You know about this field, and you won't even come with me? And he goes, I'm sure you'll be all right. And I was like, then he said, he put it to me is, what's the worst thing that can happen?
Yeah.
And I said, I don't really know. I can get bankrupt. He goes, no, you'll sell it. You get your money back. You pay that off. You make a little mistake. It might cost you a couple of grand change.
Yeah.
Go for it. And so it just takes that one person to say, it will be okay. Risk. Just go for it. And so I bought it. So you tell me, buying my first house, was it luck or was it me saving up? Yeah. So preparing. And then when the opportunity came, I took advantage of it. Because really, I could have been sat in my bed going, it's credit crunch. I can't even get a job. But I went out to go and find a job. And turn up and show up every day. And I even got called crazy by the people when they, on Monday morning, like Annette will be like, all right, Sean. Yeah, eating with a prep bag, and there's me with a whole meal because I was a cheapskate. And everyone go, that smells lovely. Where'd you get that from? And I was like, mummy cooking, innit? You know what I'm saying? You know that one. And then she's like, how was your weekend? I went, well, Saturday I got back at 7 o'clock, got to work for 8 o'clock and finished at 4. He's fucking crazy, isn't he? And the next minute I walk in and go, I got the keys to my house. And goes, 21? How the fuck did you do that? I said, that craziness I was, on Saturday. That's how it got done. But you know what? You got to be dare to be different. You got to think outside of the box.
And you got to bet on yourself. You have to, because when you're asking, do you think it's luck? In my head, I'm thinking, well, he prepared himself. He was willing to work hard, but also he was willing to bet on himself and take a risk, or let's say take a chance. Because it was a risky one, but it was a chance that you was willing to take, like I said, take the opportunity. It came about.
Be a calculated risk.
Yes, there you go.
So you can't just take a leap of faith. Some people go, it's a leap of faith. I've heard
not a blind one.
You need to invest in this marketing. Why? Can you show me the proof in the pudding? It goes, it's a leap of faith, my friend. I went, put the phone down, get off my line. Listen, show me some result first, then talk to me. Don't talk nonsense. Back up your shit. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And for me, it would be like, okay, so I want to buy a house, so let me compare it to other houses. So where's that platform that compares it to other houses? Okay, I see 155, 160, so 140 is definitely a good deal. So I'm already starting on the up. I'm not starting on a down. So guess what happens when it falls down by 10%? I've still bought in at the right price. It's still not hit me yet because I've entered the market. And then I did some figures. It's like, what's the mortgage going to cost me? £502 a month. Cool. So how much does it rent for? And when it goes, it rents for £1,000, I'm like, So if I rent it for 6 months, that covers my whole year mortgages. So I've covered myself for 6 months. So even if shit happens for 4, 5, 6 months, I might just break even. But what am I doing currently? Well, I've got a habit of saving. And I'm saving $1,500 to £2,000 a month. Now, how about if I just carry on that? I've still got another safety net here. So if things go wrong, instead of saving, I just put it into this investment. Yes, I'm making a loss, but I'm not going bankrupt. And this thing that I should be saving, I'm like, it doesn't matter because I'm putting it into this investment. And today, I thank that investment because that investment's worth over £500,000. Buying it from 140 is worth 500,000. That was my first ever deal as a little amateur, And
big up yourself,
and
man.
that's one of my smallest deals now.
That's lit.
Do you know what I mean? And you just only got to get that first one right, and get on the bandwagon first time to know I'm capable of this. And then it's just a rinse and repeat. Let me replicate it. And I did that time again. I did it on my 23rd birthday. I got another one. And then in 24th, I got another one. Okay. And 26th, I got my 4th one. And that's when I actually became a millionaire. Because it's like, look, you guys at home says it's impossible.
Is that in assets?
And
millionaire?
Assets.
Yeah.
It's in assets.
So
there's a clear difference between an asset millionaire and a cash.
There we go. Give them the scoop, babes.
Let's tell you a little bit about this. So when you have something in asset, it means you have this on your balance sheet, but you don't have it in your bank account. It's not liquid. It's stuck in an asset, like a house.
Or a car,
or like an investment. Like just imagine you had an ISA, individual savings account, and you bought a commodity like like what's it called, for example, a gold stock, and you put 10 grand in and it hit 10x and it's got 100,000 now, you ain't physically got that 100 grand until you sell it, and then it enters into your account.
Okay, got you.
So I haven't physically got that money in my account until I sell that house, which I'm never going to do. Why? Because I'm generational. What does that mean? Generational means is when you pass an asset on to the next generation.
Yes.
The thought process of it is, I don't want to ever let this asset go because it's going up in value.
It's going to always go up.
And it's hedging inflation.
Yes.
What is inflation? Well, there's this thing called money that we have in our pocket, and sometimes the value of this money goes down. What does that actually mean? Well, it means this. At one stage, I might have £10 and I can buy bread for £1, yeah?
Yeah.
And so I can buy a bread for £1 and I can buy 10 breads. But all of a sudden, it could mean because of cost of living's going up, the price of that bread could be £2. Now that same £10 is not worth that same value anymore because it's been watered down. So this £10 can only get me 5 breads now because the breads are £2. So you need to get more of this fiat currency money. So that's what inflation is. Now here's the beautiful thing. When you lock this cash in and you put it into an asset like a house, it's outside of this system. You're no more in the fiat currency system. You're no more affected by this system. So it's locked in here. So guess what also happens to this commodity house? When money gets watered down, the price of this doesn't stay where it is. It actually goes up in value.
Okay.
Yeah, because you need more, because it recognizes that money is not worth the same anymore. It's been watered down.
Okay.
So the price of assets go up. So what needs to happen to increase this watered down currency? Where the government starts increasing. Do you know when you ever get that pay increase where they go, the national minimum wage has gone up?
Yeah.
It's totally to keep up, and currently it's not keeping up.
Okay.
So what you could afford in 2012
is not
with that same money,
Yeah.
you cannot afford it today to buy that same house. Is actually is the gap's getting wider and wider, and I believe by 2030 it's going to be virtually impossible for you to buy a house as a one owner. You're going to have to put it on an NFT, like a non-fungible token, and going, do you want a piece of this, and get a piece of rent out of it? So it will need like us three to buy this NFT and go, we've got a third of that house, and then we get a third of the rent each. You know, that's what it's going to end up being, because the gap is getting so wild. So what you got to realize is start taking things into your own hand. Don't rely on this government. The government will never ever look at your best interest. Think about it. There's a big institution that runs the whole economy. They tarnish you with the same brush because they're just trying to get everybody through the system. You will own nothing and be happy. And think of it, like, what do they put you in? They put you into school with you looking at the top of the class to one person who's delegating, and when you don't listen and cooperate with that person, you get put into the headmaster office. So what happens when you enter work? There's a manager at the front telling the team talk, and when you don't listen, you get disciplined in another office. So you're consistently being coached and put into this box. So who do you think is behind the government? Surely there's got to be big institutions and companies behind there who are saying that, get these people ready to work into our institution so we can pay our taxes and pay you back. Like, think about it. You know, it's quite logical. So what have you got to start doing? You've got to start thinking outside the box. And this is where I started listening to my dad and my granddad more. My granddad used to go door to door selling, and I used to sit in the car waiting for him, and he would tell me, go left, go right, and then give me the prep talk. You know, and his generation before that, like, his father died at the age of 3, but we was in a war, and you know, he ended up begging one day, got slapped up. We never beg. He started selling candy floss, and from candy floss he met a guy who was a dentist, learnt dentistry, learnt how to hustle, until he got a boy ringing a bell for him and saying, Aftar's here. Do you know what I mean? To fix your teeth up. Then he went Malaysia, Singapore, Thailand, then got to the UK. Yeah, we're starting 5 o'clock in Falls, and he goes, within 2 weeks he got the keys to the place, because they go, oh, you always, the manager, English guy, go, oh, you always turn up on time, you might as well have the keys and open it. And he was there spraying the cars in Fords.
Hard working.
Exactly, and these are the traits they downloaded into me. And then what would happen when he finished at 2, 3 in the afternoon? My uncle would come in the car with his dinner. So he's starting to eat his dinner, and they'd drive into Lewisham, Peckham Rye, and then he had his book of clients. You know, he didn't even know the names of the streets. He was just like, there's a letterbox there, I need to turn right there. Like, that's how he used to tell me. And when you see generations coming from that, of nothingness, it gets downloaded into you. And when you see your dad doing 7 days a week and you can't see him, and he's always at the shop, and the only time you get to see him is if you go to the shop, and then you have to end up helping him, you get downloaded this new system of, hey, there's something outside of this box. When you're paying taxes and you're going, Dad, I got a 40 grand salary, and he goes, but you paid like that much in tax, something's wrong. He couldn't understand it because he's never really been employed. He always tried to put all his money together with his brothers, end up buying an asset, and then they all do a shift just so they have freedom of their own time or flexibility. You come here, let me go to the gym, or let me go home for an hour, or I'll come back, you do the same. Like, we play on our terms. We're not going to be in an employed system exchanging all of our time for money.
This is exactly what I teach my children. Like, if school's not going to teach, and this is, I feel like genuinely we've become, and I don't like to categorize, you know, people, society, but we've been so reliant on the government, on schooling, to teach our children certain ethics, when really the first school is at home. It really is. And I teach my children, I hope through my actions as well as me speaking to them, because sometimes obviously kids with their visual learners, at the end of the day, they're gonna watch and learn off of pattern and behavior, isn't it? So I try and teach them as well as showing them, be your own boss. I want you to, okay, great, listen to what the teachers are saying at school, be a good student, be a good person, if anything, more than anything, be a good person. Learn what you need to learn from school, take what you can take, but take that and become your own person. Don't leave school to go and work for somebody else. But if you're going to work for somebody else, take that money and invest it in what you're passionate about. What do you want to do with your life? Because the more time you're actually passionate about something, you're going to put 110%. You don't mind waking up at 6 a.m. if you're passionate about doing, I don't know, art. You're an artist. You're an actor. You're a... That's it, Anton. I'm thinking, oh, bloody hell, Anton, I enjoy radio. Don't get me wrong, I love your time with Nadz, guys. Make sure you do check it out. But, quick plug there. But at the same time, I'm not getting up at 4 a.m, Anton, come on, but you built your empire, and you're extremely successful in doing so because you value it, because your time, your energy, effort, and you're passionate about it. So that's what I try and instill in my children, no matter what. So my eldest, even though I had her at a young age, she's the head of her pastry department in Tate Modern, and that's because when she was, finished her GCSEs, the school, I didn't really rate the school she went to be honest with you, but I always said to her, Renee, whatever you want to do at the end, we're finna work it out. She said, Mum, I could see she was into pastry because she already was baking at home and doing whatever. So I was like, all right, I see it in you. Let me see if you're really serious about it. If you're serious about it, let me find you the best top culinary college you can go to, and I'm going to get you in there. She got herself in it, really. Do you know what I mean? Off of her skill, off of her talent, and her passion to want to do it. But I pushed her through the door, and I paid whatever I need to pay for. You know what I mean? Whatever you need to do. And with every child, my next child, she's into architecture, and she wants to do that. I said, you saw what I did with your sister. If you're serious about it, you're up next. Yeah. So I feel like in that, as well, instilling that into them is also a generational thing, because Mum showed us that. Hopefully they'll go ahead and show their children that, so I do love it. I love it when you speak like that. Anton, do you want to lead the next one, my lovely? Yeah, because I'm like, come on, Anton's all reclining, guys. What's he doing here reclining? What are we doing? Yeah, all right, get active. Should we put we'll put our timer on as well, shall we? Yeah, let's do it. We'll take a little interval, guys. It's game time. Yeah. Game time, and then maybe a few more questions.
What, 2 minutes?
What, 2 minutes to answer? A minute? Wow. A minute and a
question. I don't know what you put in here.
I know.
Yeah, if you let me know the time limit for the question.
All right.
Give me a 10-minute question. Give me a 5-second question.
Give him 2 minutes. 2 minutes. 2 minutes on the clock. So answer as many as you can from there. All right, my lovely?
Right here, we've got the bowl of fire.
I'm done. We need sound effects now, guys. Add the sound effects.
So,
yes. Yes, Sean. We'll put it here, my lovely.
Okay.
All right, wait for the time.
Yeah.
Oh, all right, go for it. Go on, my lovely. Sorry if you can't read my writing. Oh, do you want me to read it for you?
Yeah, you got.
All right, fair enough.
Okay.
Yeah, no, fair enough. What's something you've always wanted to try but haven't yet?
What's something I wanted to try but haven't yet? Wow, that's a good question, boy.
Anything. First thing that comes to mind.
Must be some sort of cuisine, you know what I mean? There's
Okay.
there's loads of food out there that I haven't really tried. But
Yeah.
I do like to try like a new food, for
Yeah.
example. So I've started getting into Japanese food right now, like the
Ooh.
sushi, and I've started going. My taste buds are changing as you're getting older as well.
That's a
so
fact.
You're soaking it in that soya, and you're munching on that thing. It's like a concoction of flavors. So it's getting me intrigued. Like I never used to like the Chinese food because it's too sweet. You know?
Your time's gonna run out. She'll get the next one. So food. Go on.
Okay. So what was the make of your first car? Make of my first car was a Ford KA. A man put side skirts on this year.
Yeah.
Back bumper, front bumper. I put a bass box amplifier underneath the seat, you know.
Yeah.
And you could hear me a mile away, and it started loosening up all of my screws on that thing. You know? But yeah, just because I wanted to run away from it. What would you like to be famous? I'd like to be famous in my own house only. You know, I want my wife, my children to just respect me, because when you're like that, then you're a king, you're a god in your own house. Then you're leaving legacy behind.
Give
you know what
them,
I'm saying?
Sean.
Okay, cool. What was your favorite and worst subject in school? My favorite subject was in food technology, and I passed it in year 10 already.
What?
My worst subject in school was probably something like geography, even though I've been to over 63 countries now, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Yeah, I like real life. Have you ever sent a nude pic? No comment.
We got a no comment. That's our first no comment on the screen. Go on, answer the last one.
COVID jab or no jab? Unfortunately, I did because I wanted to travel.
You took the COVID jab.
and I really regretted that, unfortunately. But you know,
It's life.
felt down for a couple of years, but I
Yeah.
picked myself up and got strong again. You know, it's all in the mind. you know?
Amazing. Thank you for that.
That was interesting about COVID as well.
Yeah.
A few things happened for me as well, but we'll speak
Yeah.
about that on another episode.
Okay,
But,
darling. Okay.
Last night, they tried to shoot Donald Trump, so
Oof,
yeah.
man, it skimmed over his ear, innit? And everything. And I
Donald
love
Trump.
the way he still went, yeah, before he left.
How do you feel about that? Because what I've heard, sorry, a little update, is that I've heard that, it skimmed his ear. The guy, whoever shot him, skimmed his ear, but it actually did kill someone that was, unfortunately, someone passed away, at the age of 23 or 24, roughly. Yeah, so RIP to them.
I think it's really unfortunate because I really do think of, like, I've read his book, and somebody who you want running the country is somebody who's like a businessman, because a lot of politicians don't know what's happening, going on. They just say they can do random things for you, but they're talking from air, because they don't understand economics themselves, because they're coming from the same schooling system, even though they're going, we're going to get you better funding here. But where are they going to take it from? Where are they going to tax it from?
They're all from private schools, though, aren't they?
It doesn't matter if you're private or not. How do you know how to balance the books? And he's a serial entrepreneur. Now, here's the thing. I really think he's patriotic. I really believe he loves the country, because he done a lot of good things. Like, for example, like Obama won the Nobel Peace Prize Award when it was literally every 10 seconds he was bombing a place. We're
not even going to get into that. Obama, what a mess.
And there was no wars under Trump. There was no wars. There wasn't no wars and stuff. And the first thing he would do is take away any funding to fund that Ukraine-Russia war, and that would be one less war for the world to be dealing with and getting on with stuff. And I believe, like, you know, he helps a lot of diverse community. And there's certain platforms who would impersonate him to make him look really dodgy, or take clips of him to make him look really, really bad. And it's somebody like Andrew Tate.
He's got haters for sure.
You know, someone like Andrew Tate say, look, you know, in this sort of system, you have 3 shots at things. You know what I mean? First, they will try to silence you. When they can't silence you, then they try to put you in prison, which would just happen. And then when they can't do that, then you're in your last life, and then they try to get rid of you. And it's very unfortunate. Nobody should be put to say, because they're saying their view, because they're trying to stand up for humanity and doing good by people. Like there's people like him, Andrew Tate, Elon Musk. These people are trying to give you a voice. Like Elon Musk gets you the X platform to say what you got to say. It's a freedom of speech, rather than going, we're only going to allow certain things to be perpetrated, and we're conditioning the next generation through these devices, dumbing you down.
Yeah,
that you're
literally.
more robotic. Like I don't know if you spoke to the new generation, but they're more like, hello, yeah, what do I do here? And it's a bit like, where's your personality gone? You know, they're just so conditioned.
It's like there's no essence of like, who are you? Yeah, like wake up. Like why are we all just wake up, people? Like seriously, find your individuality and be okay with being different. I always say if we was all the same, it'd be so boring. Like I like the fact that Anton's the way he is and I'm the way I am and you're the way like that's fine. That's what makes the world so amazing.
We could have different opinions and stuff. So it's unfortunate what's happened to Trump.
Yeah.
But I hope he gets a full recovery.
I think that was a warning for him,
I hope he does become president, because I believe he can change a lot. And I do believe he's got his best interest. I think that's what I look into something. So if I was to become prime minister, I'd want people to want me to become prime minister, because just on the sole fact that I'm authentic and I'm trustworthy, you know, more than anything what else I could deliver, because I'd only be thinking from love and a right point and saying what would be best for people, how can we make that change. And the thing is, people are too quick to point fingers and going, he did this, he did that, because they're just looking for an scapegoat, someone to just say that.
For sure, like, he was used for so many things as a scapegoat. But the way I look at it is like, you can either go and vote for a president that is pretty much one foot in the grave, unfortunately. Like, what are we doing? He can't even speak properly. The other guy, what's his name?
Joe Biden.
Yeah, I mean, goodness me, he can barely walk. I'm sure he's had a couple secret strokes and whatever.
I'm gonna speak to the president of Ukraine, Mr. Putin. That's Russia's president.
Oh, you're lying.
I'm telling you.
I'm done out. Yeah, so it's between that, or you choose someone that, you know, it can be a little bit polarizing, but at the end of the day, he got your economy out of the gutter, mate. And like you so rightly noticed, Obama did nothing for the minorities in his own communities, and he bombed Africa, of all the places that you should be building and uplifting. You're there. I mean, there's too much. We could really go into it.
But the countries.
Go on, my lovely.
Who do you think is going to win Euros today?
Oh, here we go. I had to throw in the football, didn't we?
Yeah,
well, here's the thing. I've seen England get better and better and better.
Yeah.
Every match they got better. Like, they're a bit boring, and they have to go 1-0 down, then they start performing.
Yeah.
But they have got better and better. And the last game, oh man, you've got some good strikers there. Like, who struck that goal in front? He comes straight across. Not Bellingham, it was another one who came on as a sub.
I haven't watched it. When there was racist.
Yeah.
The last one.
Right.
Yeah, I heard about that. Well, I mean, you can't take racism out of football. It just is what it is at the end of the day.
Spain is a very good, strong team. We would love and hope for England to do it, but sometimes they always crumble under the pressure. So
that's what I'm saying.
You know
but if it gets the penalties, do you think we have a chance? Out of 10, what would you rate it?
Yeah, because they last penalties, they got 5 out of 5.
Yeah.
You know, and they had some very good penalty takers. And I think we do have a very strong chance out of most of the other years that I've seen. Is the most probabilities out of this one, but it all depends what Spain turn up and what England turn up today. You know what I mean?
Spain are coming for the jugular, mate.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's going to be a tough one. But before we do finish off, and it's been amazing having you on, by the way.
Thank you. I think we need a part 2 because we haven't gone.
I feel like we have. There's too much in it. It's all exciting. It's all great. What advice could you give? Let's say 3 pointers for a young person who's probably left university or whatever that wants to get into the property development.
Right, okay.
What would your 3 tips be for them, my lovely?
Sure. So the first thing is, I know it can seem very daunting and an uphill struggle. So start getting educated. There's so many avenues in property, you know, and there's a strategy actually in property right now where you don't need a deposit, you don't need any stamp duty tax, and you don't need any solicitor costs. And it's called rent to rent, which means it's not an asset company. It's not like an asset. It's not something that's going to get you asset rich. It's going to get you cash rich. And why is that important? Because that cash rich will enable you to get your first deposit together at the same time, while simultaneously start learning about how property works and manage certain systems. So have a look into rent to rent strategy. And so I like to always give something free on the podcast as well. So you can just head over to my website, www.seanland.co.uk, go onto the freebie section, and there's a free guide on how to set up your first serviced accommodation, and on there's also another free channel where I explain about certain strategies that you can subscribe to. It's called Sean Land Unfiltered, where you can just see me go on vlogs and I show you what properties look like. So first of all, try and get all of the free material that you can, just to know that you're interested and it's for you. Second of all, start reading and getting educated. Find a mentor if you can. And thirdly, do change your mindset, because you have been in the system, you have been doing college, university. Yes. Remember, if you invest 3, 4, 5,000 into a course, or 10,000 a year into university, why can't you invest a couple of thousand into yourself? Yeah. Do your research first. Speak to a couple of people. Look at the testimonials, but invest a couple of grand in something that's going to actually start monetizing you into a mentor, because that mentor is going to say, look, you're here right now. You've got this going at home, this savings, this job, etc. This is where you are. If I was in your shoes, I would do this right now to get to where you want to be. Otherwise, you're just guessing in life. You're just guessing. I know I got to do that savings plan. There's no accountability. There's no one putting that pressure. There's no one who you're checking in with. You need that little bit of little thing in your life where you've got that. You might even be part of a community all of a sudden who are like-minded people. You might not be able to. You might be on a council estate, but you going, I want to be like that guy, but I don't have the people inspiring me. Well, you don't even have to leave your house. You can just join the right Discord channel or right schools channel where there's a community there that you can be talking to each other, doing Zoom calls, seeing a mentor speak, and you're going, I'm part of where I belong. And we've got a meet up next month here, and you're invited, and we go over there, and you can have a better dinner, but you can also speak about things that you want to learn about. And you're like, I never find this, because people are saying shut up or stop talking about money all the time, but here I don't feel alienated. Everybody wants to do this. We're elevating each other, and this is what's going to change my vibration to do something different. So you got to find your tribe. So there's just a few tips there for you, and I really do come from a place of love, of telling you that's exactly what you need to do. Yes, there's a lot of mentors out there who are fake it till you make it. The only thing they want is get their hands on your money, and that's not the right thing to do. And we don't want you to be treated that way. But there's a few people who you can research about and say, look, he's really and truly made it. What's his why? I might not resonate with you because you're like, this brown Asian guy, I don't like him, he's got too much money, I don't like the colour of his fucking baby blue blazer, or I
actually love the baby blue blazer.
He thinks he's a bad man.
Did your wife pick that out?
No, I picked my own things out, thank you.
Man is man.
Yeah.
Do you know what? But you also said the woman actually runs things, innit? I heard that part.
Listen, like there's certain elements, certain elements. Let's not get too techie now, yeah. But
I'm done. Yeah.
But listen, like at the end of the day, like find your tribe, find the person whose story
Great
resonates
advice.
with you. If somebody's got rich and getting richer, is that person talking to you, or is somebody who's come from nothing and going, rah, that's where I was at one stage, or I am, and maybe he can tell me his steps. And I'm telling you, the answer is all within you. You all have the answer at home. You all have the answer here. It's all between your ears. That thing called your mindset. Until you change your belief system, until you change your reality, until you change your I can do this, and your how do I do this rather than I can't, until you change these few terminologies, nothing's going to change. I could show you the best strategy in the world and it still won't be executed, because the next week you'll be like back to zero again. But until you start changing your habits, until you start changing your environment, people who you're hanging around with, the people who, like you see a bad apple, the next apple next to it starts going bad very quickly.
Yes,
nature
you've got to isolate that. You've got to take it out.
Yeah, nature teaches us this and shows us this. So until you start changing them things, nothing will change in your life. So be coachable. Don't think you know it all, because even as a multi-millionaire right now, I still enter a room like I know nothing. I still enter that. What did she say? What did he say? What was that 1%? Because that's what you need to do, is every day you need to go out and just find 1%. The thing is, in life, we overestimate what we can do in a short space of time. So like, this is my year, this is my New Year resolution, I'm going to be a millionaire. And we underestimate what we can do in 10 years. So if you say in 10 years time you can buy these houses, nah, it won't be for me, I can't do it. But oh, by next month I'll be a millionaire, or next month I'm going to earn my 10 bags, or this is the month for me. No, put it into reality. Like, you know what reality is. Look at something realistic. Be smart. Smart stands for be specific about your goal. Be know that you can measure that. Be accurate. Make sure that target is realistic. And make sure it's time bound. Like I want to save up this year. That's not being smart. But if you say, I want to save up 10,000 a year, I want to save up £10,000 this year by December so I can put it into a deposit, that is a smart goal, because you know your why, that house, you know by when, end of the year, and how much. That's how you got to start speaking. And when you start speaking and acting like that in every sort of shape and form in your life, you are going to be a better person. And you don't have to be a millionaire, you really don't, but you just have to be better than today, because that's what humanity is all about, is growth. And that will keep you away from mental health. It will give you a purpose in life, and things will just start going in the right direction for you. And that's where we want to get to.
Yeah, that's so dope, Sean. And you know what? And everything you said really brought me to the wise words of Erykah Badu in her song On and On. A man who knows everything knows that he knows nothing at all. Yeah, so big up yourself.
Come on.
Yeah, and big up everyone that's out there trying to become their own entrepreneurs in their own worlds, and, you know, creating that generational wealth, no matter what demographic you're from. You helping your generation ultimately helps the world, really. It helps everybody. You know, don't just think just because it's just about your family that your family don't affect others. You know, you create the next Bill Gates, you know, gonna help everybody else.
For real.
Yeah.
And
So before I close out, yeah, go on, Anton.
Tomorrow, I know this is going to air after, but we'll be at Box Park, Wembley. So if you want to change your life and get an opportunity within, you know, film or TV or media, come there. Or come to the next one that you hear about. Because opportunities are in management, production, props, tech, trade and creative and more.
Nice.
So of course, like I said at the beginning of this wonderful conversation, you will be inspired. This right here, what you're watching, is a dynasty, right? I've created this dynasty and it's generational. So you'll see it continue to grow and grow.
Yeah.
And people, this is the Skoop Show on JusCoolRadio.
It is indeed. But before we do close out, Sean, would you let people know where they can find you?
Sure.
And
So the best place you can find me is just Sean Land, SeanLand _1. And once you get onto that channel, you see the link tree. You can find out more about the Mindset Motivation Podcast, my everyday tips on how to get into property, and my free templates to go onto the website. But it's all about collaboration. So I really do thank the channel for having me on. So before anything else, make sure you subscribe, you smash the like button,
that part.
You leave us a comment.
You're taking me job, mate. But all right. Just because you're used to it.
Share this with somebody who really needs to hear it, because these people are here for getting on, you know, really inspirational people sharing their stories, and they're creating this platform. So without them, none of this is a reality. So make sure you show some love. Do you know what I mean? Because that's the only way these people are gonna come and give you some more gems, because when you grow their channel, they're gonna be able to get bigger guests on, which in turn helps you out. Do you know what I mean? Let's start creating that love, and then that creates that snowball effect, and it gets bigger and bigger.
And that oneness.
So big up to you guys, man.
Love. Yes, guys. So like both guys just said, you just locked into the Skoop Show, guys. Make sure, of course, you stay locked into JusCoolRadio, the Skoop Show. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, guys. Hit that bell so you're notified every time another hot one drops. Yeah, you know how it goes. Yeah, that's what's up. We'll see you guys on the other side.
Come on.
Keep it tuned with the serve with the silence and catching the eye of many, spreading unity in the community, whether rain, snow or sun, the fire must burn.
I'm done.
Peace.